You did absolutely nothing today. You barely moved. You stayed on the couch, staring at a screen for hours. And yet, by 4 in the afternoon, your body feels like it just finished running a marathon. When this happens, we usually blame ourselves. We assume we didn't sleep well enough, or we ate the wrong lunch, or we simply lack the willpower to get up and be productive. But look at the number of times your focus is pulled away. Every notification and every app switch drains a specific finite mental currency. This is your daily switching budget, a fixed amount of cognitive energy you get each morning, and one that is surprisingly easy to overspend. Jumping from a video to a text message, then to a new browser tab and back again, forces the brain to pay a neurological tax. It's a transaction that can be measured through glucose consumption and executive function. Lying on the couch scrolling through a feed feels like resting. Biologically, it is a state of silent, continuous cognitive bankruptcy. We tend to imagine attention as a spotlight smoothly panning across a room. The reality is closer to a computer aggressively force-quitting one operating system to launch another. Neuroscientists call this task set reconfiguration. Your brain cannot overlay a new task on an old one. It must actively deconstruct your previous context before building the new architecture. This friction burns actual glucose. Every forced transition consumes physical energy. The danger lies in the physical disconnect. Moving your thumb a quarter of an inch to swipe a screen requires almost 0 calories. Your body feels no resistance, so you don't realize the cognitive load you are placing on your brain. A single hour of casual browsing forces your mind to reboot its internal operating system hundreds of times. That deep physical exhaustion is the logical result of a brain that was never designed to reboot 40 times an hour. We know the scale of these costs thanks to researchers at the University of California who tracked the consequences of interrupted workflows. They discovered that after a single interruption, the human brain requires over 23 minutes to fully reinstall the context of a complex task. This delay happens because of attention residue. When you switch away from a project, your mind doesn't execute a clean break. A portion of your cognitive capacity remains trapped in the past, still trying to render the previous task. Checking a quick Slack message in the middle of writing a report doesn't cost you 10 seconds. Part of your working memory gets left behind in that chat window, dragging down your processing speed for the next half hour. These brief digital interruptions act like compounding interest on a loan. You are bleeding chunks of focus, pushing yourself deeper into a cognitive deficit with every swipe. The debt gets worse when we leave things unfinished. Abandoned text threads, your half-watched videos, and unread articles pile up as open loops in your mind. Because there is no resolution, your brain cannot archive them. They act like invisible background applications, continuously pinging your working memory for closure and preventing your mind from ever dropping into an idle state. The modern digital landscape relies on this exact mechanism. Features like the infinite scroll and push notifications are explicitly engineered to trigger maximum context switches and generate a continuous stream of open loops. This exhaustion is the intended, profitable byproduct of an economy designed to maximize switching frequency at the expense of human rest. Understanding these mechanics offers an immediate relief. Your brain is not broken. Your mind is behaving entirely logically while being forced to pay a biological tax it never evolved to afford. We are punishing an organ designed for deep work, sustained focus on a single objective, by trapping it in a cycle of surface-level reactions. Stopping this cycle requires attention architecture. You cannot rely on mental willpower to ignore a buzzing device. You must design your physical environment to make context switching physically difficult. You can also neutralize open loops by using a task completion loop. Before you switch away from a project, write down one summary sentence about exactly where you left off. That single sentence provides the closure signal your brain needs to archive the task. By designing friction into your day, you stop the impulsive switching before the tax is levied. There is only one way to clear the ledger completely. You have to practice deliberate rest. Deliberate rest means absolute zero input. No podcast in the background, no casual browsing on a second monitor, just true, unmedicated silence. This silence is a biological necessity. It is the only state where the brain can shut down background processes, consolidate memories, and actually recharge your cognitive capacity. the human mind recovers rapidly. Despite the relentless demands of the digital world, a single hour of device-free silence clears the cognitive residue and restores your focus. The goal is no longer to cram every open moment with a new piece of content. Your daily switches are a precious, finite budget. Spend them carefully, and only on the things that actually matter.